Okay, so I'm supposed to be live with the baby wearing OT, and I'm going to see if I can invite her because we've been having technical difficulties. Hey, Jordan, do you see the invitation? It's
Okay,
working.
I'm not,
Oh,
I'm
right.
not sure why that didn't work on my page,
I don't know
but
either. Oh, I'm
that's so
so
fine.
glad we're here.
Yes, me too. Okay, so I guess just whenever this is done, just save it and add me as a collaborator.
Yeah.
We can do
Um,
that. But yes, I'm so glad you're here. Yes, I know Kaylee, yay! Kaylee's like, huzzah.
okay, so real
Okay.
quick before we talk back wrapping, when this is done, is it going to give me an option to like save it and post
Yes,
it?
it should give you an option to save it and post it to
And
your
then I can
page.
tag you
So
as a
yeah,
collaborator. Okay,
yes.
good.
Okay.
We're making it work.
Yes, we're working through tech difficulties. Okay. It feels weird for me to like be moderating this on your page, but are you okay with me just like
Yeah,
going
please,
ahead with?
please
Okay.
do, because that was my
Okay,
plan.
awesome. So thank you so much for being here, guys. My name is Jordan. I'm at the Baby Wearing OT. I'm an occupational therapist and certified baby wearing consultant. And Diana is one of my lovely colleagues and internet friends. She is also a baby wearing educator, but she has really niched down and specializes in woven wrapping. Like that is just, have you ever used a buckle carrier, Diana?
I
Like,
have not.
okay,
I
yeah, so like
I can tell
just
you
wraps.
I can tell you my experience with baby carriers real quick. When I was pregnant, I got
Yeah.
a ring sling and a snuggly carrier,
Okay, yeah.
and I couldn't make them work for me. There was no one local baby wearing,
Okay.
except in these really old fashioned. Do you know about padded ring slings? Like over
Hmm.
the shoulder
I
baby
do.
holder, they were
I
called.
do.
So
Yeah,
people had that, but they didn't really know what they were doing with those either. Like they wanted my help. I was like,
fair.
ah. So, and then, and then I got, I ordered a wrap online. I got into the online baby wearing community and I
Yeah,
found out about woven wraps. And for me, it was like right away, it was like, that's the one. I can do this.
yeah,
And I ordered one and I was studying photo tutorials because we did not have the ability to
sure.
make videos for each other. It was 2005,
Yeah,
and and then when it came, it was perfect. So I never really had to try anything else, but I did try Maytais. They're not called Maytais anymore. I went back to 2005.
yeah,
They're called Baydais
yeah,
or Maydais, and a pouch sling,
yeah,
and I liked those, but they couldn't compete for me.
sure. Yeah,
So so then here
yeah,
I am. But yeah, I've never tried a buckle carrier. Isn't that crazy? Other than the
yeah,
snug, which didn't
right.
work.
Which is, I'm not surprised it didn't work.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so Diana is just absolutely incredible. You've been doing woven wrapping for what, 20 years
Yes,
at this
since
point?
2005. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that is amazing. And Diana has an incredible, I mean, obviously we're on her page right now, but she's got an incredible page here on Instagram. She's got resources all over different social media platforms like Facebook. She has an incredible Facebook group. I just highly recommend if you are interested in woven wrapping at all, whether you are brand new to it or even if you are a baby wearing educator yourself, learn from Diana because she just has so much to offer. She's just such an incredible resource for the community. And she has put together this 3-day back wrapping challenge. It is coming up on Saturday, right?
Yeah.
When the next one starts.
Yep.
I took the back wrap challenge probably 2 or 3 iterations ago at this point when my son was he was not quite one yet. I think he was like 10 months old. And I loved it and I learned so much. And the way that Diana explains woven wrapping really like helped inform how I teach my clients even. And so just the way she breaks things down is so incredible. So I highly recommend joining the challenge. But Diana, I would love for you to kind of just tell us a little bit more about like what the challenge is, kind of what to expect. And I would love to know like why did you pick back wrapping to be your free like community resource?
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I have a paid membership that's for
Hmm.
all things wrapping, and I usually invite people to it after the back wrap challenge, and it's kind of funny because it's not just for people who are ready to back wrap. It's
Yeah.
it's for like brand newbies as well, or anyone who wants more skills than they have right now. But the reason I did the back wrap challenge is because well, a couple of things. One, I really get more questions about the back wrap challenge than about getting started with your wrap in the first. I mean,
Okay.
sorry, let me say that correctly. I get more questions about back wrapping than
Mhm.
about getting started with wrapping in the first place, which is kind of
Sure.
funny. I
Yeah.
think it's easier for people to jump on and use free resources to get their wrap to work
Hmm.
for them. But for the back carry, that's really challenging because you can watch a tutorial of someone back wrapping, but then you try to put your baby on your back and it's squirmy and it's scary. And it's
Yeah.
like, I put my baby on my back and they're sideways. Like I put my baby on my back, but how do I get the wrap over them? How do I hold them back there? It's not as intuitive to just watch the tutorial and say, now I'm going to do the
Yes.
same thing. And the other thing is, the first back wrap challenge, I'm pretty sure was in 2020. That was the year I did this full course for free in my free group wrap club.
Hmm.
I called it Rock Your Woven Wrap. And it was for going from the very beginning to everything. It was like
Yeah.
comprehensive. And I found out in that you can't just say I'm going live twice a week and people can learn a new thing 2 times a
Hmm.
week. Like you got to practice things a bunch before you're ready for the next thing.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people, they got to the back carry part and they were like, okay, I'm starting to get this, but now we're doing a new back carry and then we're doing a new back carry. Like that's not a pace you can keep up with as a beginner.
Yeah. Right.
Um, so I made the back wrap challenge to sort of be the bridge the gap between I've learned how to use my woven wrap and I want to do back carries, but you can't really do those back carries until you get those skills, which from doing the
Yeah.
challenge, like how I break it down into, well, it's
Yes.
3 days. So it's kind of three sections of not just learning how to get your baby on your back, but making it comfortable so it's not scary
Yeah,
and
it's
making
very
sure,
manageable.
yeah, yes, that is the whole idea. And making sure that your baby isn't scared about it because when your baby's
Yeah.
crying, that's evolutionarily designed to make us get our adrenaline flowing and make us be like, oh
Hmm.
no, oh no, oh no. And then we
Yeah.
can't think and we can't logically do stuff. So it's like a vicious loop of like the mom or the dad is nervous, so the baby's not feeling comfortable, and the
Yeah.
baby starts to cry,
Yeah.
and then as parents,
Mhm.
we're just triggered to be like, oh, quick, get them down,
Yeah.
and then it's hard to learn to back wrap. But if you can if you can like ease into it so you don't get into that loop, then I feel like
Yes.
everyone can learn to back wrap. And I love the challenge because I see literally hundreds of moms being like, I did it for the first time. So it just
Yeah.
reinforces for me that everyone can learn to back wrap.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think if you are equipped with the skills and also the mindset of like how to go about learning those skills, it makes it accessible for anyone. And I think the way that you teach like different variations and stuff is so helpful too. Speaking of that, we had a question. Someone said, you mentioned the back wrap challenge will focus on rucking. Can you offer some ruck variations for those of us with toddlers who are serious leaners and seat poppers? I mean, speaking from personal experience, like I had a very wiggly 10-month-old when I took the challenge, and I felt like you had all sorts of tips and tricks and ideas for like the whole lifespan, really, like newborn all the way through toddlerhood and even like bigger kiddos. So,
Yeah, because hundreds of moms are joining the challenge, so they're all at different points with different aged and sized babies, and I try to answer every single question. Like it's possible I could
yeah,
miss one, but I pour through the group looking for
yes,
every question to make sure that they're not missed. And if your question is like this isn't working for me because my toddler pops the seat immediately, there's a few different like directions you can go with that. First, there's techniques for being able to get the seat better when you're doing it in the first place, or to back up to the stage where you're practicing with your toddler and they're considering it a
mhm,
game, so they're less likely to fight you.
yes,
Um, but it's definitely true that a rucksack is not the most seat containing carry for a leg straightener or a wiggler. So rucksack is great because the basic one is very simple, which doesn't mean easy for everyone who's like, no, it's not. I know, but it's simple. So when you learn how to put it together so it goes well, it can be very fast. But there's a lot of ways you can do variations, and you can add more layers or you can add seat protection. So all of that is kind of part of it at the end as people have gotten up to the point where now they're finishing a carry. If you need this one, then we'll be like, okay, try it like this, and I'll provide you with
mhm,
a video or of either the carry, like a tutorial, or like I think where you're running into trouble is at this stage, so let me show you a technique for this part of it, or whatever it is. So, and Greta Culbreth is helping me. She
yeah,
helped me in the last
yeah,
one
she's
because
awesome.
it's gotten bigger and bigger, and I worried that I won't be able to answer every question.
Right.
So I've asked her to help me again. just going through the group and making sure every single person who has a question gets an answer and gets pointed to a resource. And then hopefully it's up to you guys. If you join the challenge, you have to post your questions, not just be like, I tried it and it didn't work, because then we can't
Yeah.
help. And then, and then if we come back and say, oh, I think this will really help you try this, then hopefully you come back and either tell us, yay, it worked, or it's still not working. And we can continue because we really try to solve every single person's issues.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you talk more about the format of the challenge? Like, should people expect email? Should they expect Facebook groups? Kind of what does it look like when you join the challenge?
Okay, well, I guess there's three parts, three different ways that you get information. Emails is not the most important, but I will send an email every day when you sign up, sending you saying, the new day's
Hmm.
resources are here, and here's the link to go see them. Um, but when you sign up, you'll get an email with a link to what I call the Backwrap Challenge portal. And that's where I'm going to be adding the resources each day, because I'm not giving you all 3 days resources, because then people don't slow down to take the
Right.
time that really makes it work easier. So on day one, which is Saturday, you'll get an email in the morning, or maybe as soon as midnight the night before. It depends on when I'm up. um, like if I wake up at 9 o'clock, that might be when the new resources go up. But anyway, in the morning on day one, you'll get an email that says, okay, day one resources are there. Here's the link. Go try it. And then you can click the link. It'll take you to the portal and you'll see the new videos. And they're short videos that really, like, a big part of this is breaking it down into baby steps.
Hmm.
And when it comes to like putting baby on your back, there's different methods for doing it. So I'll
Yeah.
have videos for different methods. You don't have to do them all, but you can try them
Hmm.
all and see what works for you. So I try to make it a very bite-sized, manageable thing, because moms at home have all different circumstances. You might have lots of stuff going on and you don't have a lot of time to do a whole lot. so
Yeah.
so I try to make it accessible time-wise. But each day you'll get an email that sends you to the portal where the challenge is, and then you're supposed to go to the group, the Facebook group, which is my free group
Which is
Wrap
a
Club.
lovely group.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which you can all join anyway and get
Yeah.
community around wrapping anytime. But then you're supposed to post in there that you did it and how it went, and if you need any help. And that's where I'll be looking through and answering questions and pointing to resources. And if you're like, the best way to get help is to post a video so that we can say,
Yeah.
oh, I see where you could do something that'll help you. But even if that's beyond what you can find a place to prop up your phone or whatever, you can describe it to us and we will help you that way. So it's the
Yeah.
group, the portal with the resources, and then my emails just remind you that the new resources are up and send you the link to them. So those are the three components.
Yeah, we had a couple questions come in. So one said, I'm guessing you can only join the challenge when you have a baby. She's still pregnant. So would you say it could be great for like someone who's still in the prenatal stage to start learning and kind of thinking about that and practicing, or?
I I actually do think that it's very helpful, and for those who have already signed up for the challenge, or if you sign up for the challenge now, I have opened the portal already, so it doesn't have the day one, day two, and day three, the meaty parts of the challenge, but there are some bonuses in there. And one of them, it's just like a 30-second reel, but it's very easy to follow. It's how to make a weighted demo doll. So it's
Hmm.
like you're making a practice doll to wrap, but with weight. That's what I mean by
Yeah.
weighted, is it's heavy like a baby, because wrapping doesn't actually work well on a teddy bear. You
It's
have
so
to
much harder.
have weight. Baby's weight is
Yeah.
helps make wrapping work and lock everything into place. So I have a tutorial in there that's 30 seconds long for how to make a weighted practice doll out of things that I can pretty much guarantee you have in your house if you're pregnant or have a baby. So I would say, yeah, join, make the doll, and then you can go through it and you can see if it's helpful to you. And if it's not, then you haven't lost anything. You've given it a try. But I think that it would be very helpful. And I say the same thing to moms who have like a newborn and they're like, we're not ready to back wrap yet. I'm like, well, you
Hmm.
might like trying day one,
Yeah.
because we don't do an actual back carry in day one. We're just working on putting baby on your back. And that's something you can do at any age, on a soft surface. I say sit on your bed while you're practicing it.
Hmm.
And it's something that makes it so that your baby is used to that and you are confident with it, so that whenever you are ready to back wrap it, you're not going to have to get through that scary stage for either of you. So
Right.
that's
Yeah, we had
my
someone
answer
else
for
who
pregnancy.
asked, do you need to have basic woven wrap experience or could it be for a complete beginner?
It can be for a complete beginner. A lot of times people suggest that you learn a front carry before you try back
Mhm.
carries, just because you're learning like how the fabric works, and you know, they're not stretchy wraps. Let me make that clear right now. This is only
Yes.
for woven
Just
wraps,
woven
not stretchy
wraps.
wraps
Yes.
for the back carries, because stretchy wraps weren't made for back carries and weren't tested for back carries, and I don't have experience with them.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
So,
No.
um, but even woven wraps have, you know, a little bit of diagonal stretch. And when you're tightening, you get the idea of how the fabric pulls and how you can tighten one thing. So it can be very helpful. But I also want to say, I don't see this expressed a lot, but I've known a lot of moms who started with back carry, or at least several moms who started with back carries, usually because they have an
Okay.
older baby or
Yeah.
toddler. And that's just, I mean, it's honestly, it's easier to back wrap a toddler than front wrap a toddler. You
Oh
agree?
yeah. Yes. It's so much easier.
I mean, you can have them on your back and your back is
Yeah.
supporting them. When you're wrapping them on the front, you have to be
They're just
supporting like
everywhere. Yeah.
heavy weight while trying to manipulate the wrap, and their legs are all
Yeah.
over the place. So anyway, moms have learned back carries first and done fine with it. So it's really up to you. Like, I'm not going to micromanage your decisions on that. In the back wrap challenge, I really go over safety and how to know you're doing it
Yeah.
safely.
You
And
definitely do.
if you wrap up your baby on your back and you've never used a wrap before and it's not safe, if you're like following my telling you how to tell it safe, you'll know that and you'll say, okay, that was a good practice. Now we're coming down. We're not walking around the house like this.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
actually just posted a reel, I think yesterday, because I realized a lot of people feel like they're not ready to back wrap because they don't have the skills, but they're not going to
Mhm.
get the skills unless they
Unless you
practice.
practice. Yep.
So I want to tell everyone that you can practice back wrapping before you're good at it. You don't have to be able to
Yeah.
do a safe
You
back
don't have
carry
to
in order to
keep them in the
practice
carrier to
back carrying. Yeah.
practice.
You put it
Yeah.
on and you say, oh, well, that's not good. You take it off. And
I
after you
did
do
so
that,
much of that when I
yeah,
was learning. I was like, I would put like, a demo doll or sometimes my son in and be like, oh, I can't see their face. Okay, down we go. Like, never
yeah.
mind.
I'm
So,
sure we all
yeah,
did, because I
yeah.
don't,
It's how you
I
get
mean,
better.
I don't want to say no one's a natural back wrapper.
Sure.
But like, I would think that if you grew up in a culture where you've been back wrapping your siblings
Yeah,
as a child and you've seen it all your life, then
yeah,
maybe it does come naturally. That wasn't my
right.
experience, so I don't know. But for the rest of
Yeah,
us, it takes some practice. So you have to be willing to practice before you're good, as with
yeah.
anything.
Yep, yep, exactly. Someone else asked how long do they have access to the resources? They're out of town until Sunday night, but we're hoping to be able to like catch up a couple days after. Is that going to be possible?
I usually keep it open a while afterwards. I'm probably going to shorten that period this time,
Sure.
just
Yeah.
because it's a lot of work. Because as long as I
Yeah.
keep it open, I'm still like every day pouring over to make sure I'm not missing the
Yeah.
questions and trying to help everyone. And we're going into the holiday season, and
Yeah.
I just want to shorten it for me. So I'm still going to keep it open, I think, a couple of days after the
Great.
third
Yeah.
day. So
Okay. So
officially
people
it's
would have a day or
Saturdays.
two to catch
Yeah.
up, probably.
Yeah. So if you start two
Yeah.
days late, then you probably still have time to go through it. So officially it's Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And
Hmm.
then we'll still be doing it for whichever stage everyone's at on Tuesday and Wednesday. I mean, the group is always open. It's my free
Yeah,
group.
the
It's
group
always
is
open.
always open.
Even once I'm like, okay, I'm done with the back wrap challenge. I hope you got what you want out of it. If you're in that group, you can still say, I'm still working on this back carry. Can people
Yeah.
give me feedback and help? So
Yeah, people do that
that
all the time in
won't
there.
go
Yeah.
away, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. If so I'm a new mom, or maybe I'm an experienced mom, but I'm new to back wrapping and I'm like I want to do this challenge, but I'm nervous. If you were going to tell me like one piece of advice to kind of help settle my nerves or encourage me to join anyway, what would you say?
Okay. Can I give you two pieces of
Yeah,
advice? Or two
please.
two things. Two things I want to tell you. I think this challenge is perfect for if you're nervous about back wrapping, because I really do. The day one, I feel like, is accessible to anyone.
Hmm.
And some people who've already done some back carries might find day one a little boring, honestly. Well, but I actually think it's good for anyone to practice. I think it's good to practice when you're a pro wrapper,
Yeah.
because it's fun. Like, it's making a game out of putting your baby on your back is what we're doing. So
Yeah.
whether you or your baby are scared or experienced or whatever, it's just fun. That's the day we get the most like people sharing videos and pictures of giggling babies and stuff. Day one is fun. It's not going to be scary. And I'm really breaking it down like you don't
Mm,
see on YouTube, when someone's showing how to
no,
put your baby on your back, it's
yeah,
not broken down. So I don't think you need to be scared. And second, I think that the back wrap challenge is so effective for so many people because it's live and we're going through it
yeah,
together and there's a community that's very
hmm
active and very encouraging. Because it would be easy, like if I were to just email you, the new mom,
right,
the videos and say just do this one on this day and this one on this day and this one on this day, and even if I was going to give you feedback via email or something, it would be
yeah,
very easy to be like, I don't know, to say, oh, it was really hard. I tried that first one. It didn't go well. This isn't for me. But
yeah,
people post that in the group and then they get so much encouragement that,
yeah,
that like a few hours or the next day, you'll see a post from the same person being like, thank you guys so much. I did it and we're up and my baby's
yes,
happy and I was able to make breakfast and I can't believe it. And that's like a day's
yeah,
difference from
yes,
this isn't for me. It doesn't work. And
yeah,
it changed my life. So I think that the energy of the challenge will be very helpful because it's always such an encouraging bunch. I guess it's a different bunch each time, but man, it's
yeah.
the nicest people.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I feel like, I kind of joke like there are a few like baby wearing and parenting groups that are like the nice corners of the internet on Facebook
Yeah,
still, and I feel like your group is one of them. Like it's just like a really lovely, warm, supportive space to be. I think a lot of that is because of how you teach and the way that you kind of set the precedence with how you support parents. So,
thank you,
um,
Jordan.
yeah, yeah. So, I think we hit all the questions that people had asked me in my story box
Yeah,
yesterday. Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about before we wrap up?
I have I have a question I want to ask you
Yeah.
if I can flip it
Okay.
around. But first,
Please.
I had one
Yeah.
question someone asked in my story box as well,
Okay.
which was, do I don't. Ingrid asked about what size wrap is needed, which is a common
Okay.
question. I think
Yeah.
she was asking if she needs a shorter wrap to make it simpler. I don't remember exactly, but the
Okay.
answer on wrap size is you can. A lot of people just have their base size wrap if you've
hmm
only bought one wrap and
Yeah.
you've not really fallen down the rabbit hole. So you can totally do it with your base size wrap. If you only have a short wrap, you can totally do it with a short wrap
hmm
because there are so many rucksack
Yep.
variations that you can do it either way. Um, so probably like if you have base minus two to a
hmm
wrap that's two sizes smaller than your full length or base size, that is a great size. I actually really like learning, having people learn with shorter wraps. I feel like it's
Yeah.
less overwhelming to
I
learn
love
shorter
base
carries
minus two.
first. So
Yes.
different people will have different experiences. Some will be like, no, the longer wrap was easier for me to learn with. Whichever you have will work. If you have both, you can try. I'll show you variations for both, so you can try both out. I think that a shorter one can be easier. So I would say if you
hmm
have both, pick up the shorter one and try that first and see how that goes.
Yeah.
All right, so that was for Ingrid. And then my question for the baby wearing OT is uh, everyone who back wraps knows that back wrapping is so comfortable and
Yes.
ergonomic for us as the wearer.
Yeah.
And I thought maybe you could give us some insight into like what the is how valuable is it to back wrap versus front wrapping for just our
Yeah.
bodies and physiology? Do you have
Oh,
anything
yeah.
on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, so basically, what we want to think about is kind of like where our center of gravity is, and where we load our weight is how our musculoskeletal system is going to be pulled. And so, humans are not really designed to carry big loads off of our front. That's not where like our point of stability is. That's not where our largest and strongest muscles are. If we're thinking about like recruiting the large muscles of the back and the hips, we can do so when we're carrying on our front, but more naturally, it's going to make sense to carry larger loads on our back. And not to say that a baby is large, but when we're thinking about, especially in the early days of postpartum recovery, when maybe our core is not as strong as it used to be, we maybe have a larger chest than we're used to. We just have more going on to consider with like our musculoskeletal health. Putting your baby on your back, even in the newborn days, if you're ready for that, or especially when they're like my 31-pound toddler, I do not hardly ever carry him on my front because personally, for me, it's just too heavy to feel comfortable at this point. Um, any weight that you can load onto your back is going to help your posture. it is going to help more naturally recruit those larger muscles in the back and the hips and the leg, the glutes. It's going to help engage your core in a more ergonomic fashion. It's probably going to help you kind of roll your shoulders back when you're then thinking about other tasks that you might be doing while baby wearing, such as if you are caring for another child, you're bending over, maybe you're like unloading the dishwasher, you're getting the mail, whatever it is. Those things that you were doing in your front, that extra load that you're adding onto your front with bending, lifting, twisting, you are able to offset that by having your baby's weight on your back versus if they're on your front, there's more likely that you are going to experience some sort of strain or twist or do something that might hurt your body because you've got the extra load of baby on your front and then you're also carrying or lifting or doing other things. And so I think that, intuitively, if we look at the history of baby wearing, like a hip and a back carry is more so what we see, especially back carrying. If you look at all of the traditional methods, and there's a reason for that, right? These people don't have like degrees in OT where they're like, well, I studied the science of,
Hmm.
whatever, but like it just makes sense. That's what feels best for our bodies because that's how our bodies are designed to carry weight. Especially women, we tend to do better if we can have the load on like our hips and our legs tend to be a little bit stronger than the upper body versus men can sometimes load like a higher amount on the arms and the shoulders more comfortably. And so when we're wearing on our back, a lot of times we are recruiting more of the areas where we're stronger. And so I think it's just really powerful for postpartum recovery. It's really powerful for injury prevention. And it could just be like the most ergonomic choice for a lot of different reasons. So,
So for people who their baby got too heavy to wrap comfortably, back carry
yes.
might be the
Oh, yes.
solution. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, so like for reference, different people are going to kind of tap out naturally of a front carry comfort wise at different weights. The smaller you are, because of the way your center of gravity is, the smaller you are, like height wise. And then also, if you're more petite, you are probably going to find that discomfort in a front carry happens sooner around like the 15 to 18 pound mark. You're going to start feeling it more versus if you were like a very tall person or a very broader person, you have maybe a little bit more like that 18 to 25 pound mark. And then, of course, obviously, if you are someone who was extremely athletic before you became a parent, you probably are going to have an easier time recruiting a higher mass of muscle as well. But like for me, I'm 5'7". I'm like a medium sized person. And around 18 pounds, I started to be like, front carrying is sweet. I love it. It's, a lovely
Yeah.
bonding experience, but it hurts my body. Like it doesn't feel as comfortable for nearly as long as being able to put them on my back. Front carry, I tap out comfort wise, muscle fatigue wise after about 20 to 30 minutes, especially now that he's 30 pounds. But back carry, I can do for several hours before my muscles are fatigued enough that I'm like, I need a break. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Same experience.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, it is just, I think back carrying's kind of like the secret sauce of baby wearing, honestly. So,
It's it's a game changer. It's a level up.
yeah,
Well, thank you for putting in your expertise on that. I really have enjoyed having it
yeah,
described in that way.
yeah, of course. So yeah, to wrap things up, because I don't want people who are watching later, I don't want them to be like, guys, you talked for like 30 minutes. What is
Yeah.
happening here? Because I think we could just keep chatting forever, probably.
I
Um,
absolutely am not out of topics.
yes. But I want to encourage you guys to sign up for Diana's 3-day challenge. It starts Sunday. It
Saturday.
is Saturday. It is an absolutely incredible resource. If you're watching this later, if you want to comment, I'm happy to DM you the link directly. I will also put the link to that in my stories as well if you want to sign up that way. Check out Diana's page. If you're watching this from my page, she has so many incredible videos on like every wrap topic imaginable. And then if you are sold and you really want to learn from Diana and you're like, yeah, sign me up, beyond the 3-day back challenge, she does have the Wrap Guild, which is also an incredible resource. But even if you're not ready to jump into that, check out her social media, check out this wrap challenge, the back wrap challenge. It is just so, so, so incredible. And I think it's worthwhile for anyone who is interested in woven wrapping. So thank you for coming on live with me, Diana, and
Yeah,
talking about this. And I am so excited to see all the new families joining your challenge this weekend. I think
me
that,
too.
I think it's just such an incredible time, and you are a resource outside of the backup challenge. If I have a client who asks about woven wrapping, I almost always direct them to you because you're just such a wealth of knowledge. So I highly, highly recommend taking advantage of Diana's expertise during this challenge and beyond because she's just an incredible resource. So thank you for chatting with me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
thank
hop off
you.
here.
Yeah, thank you
Yeah,
for doing this, for interviewing me because I didn't know
yeah.
how to run this without you. And
Of course. Yeah.
um,
Apologies to for the tech difficulties. I'm not sure
I think
what
it's
happened.
just Instagram doesn't always work every time you need it to.
I
I think that's
think
all it is.
that is very true. But yeah,
All right.
if you're
And
watching this later and you want links to the challenge, please comment, message me, check out my stories. I'm more than happy to link you directly to the sign up so that you have easy access to that so you can just immediately take advantage of that. So
thanks for sharing it with everyone who follows you. I know a lot of people follow
yeah,
you for your great advice.
yeah,
Thanks
of
everyone
course.
for watching.
Okay.
All
Thank you
right.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.